Hi everybody, this is Angelica. How are you? Nice to see you. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the eclipses and how these affect our body, as well as the solar flares that we've been experiencing this week and how those affect our bodies. Because I feel there's a lot going on right now. And if people are confused, this video might help to know how eclipses and solar flares affect your specific life and your physical biology. So I'll start off with the eclipses. Right now we're in the midst of 3 eclipses. We had one on April 25th that was in Scorpio. We also had one on May 9th, which was in Taurus. And we will be having one May 25th, which is the end of a series of eclipses that were happening in Sagittarius and Gemini. And that one on May 25th will fall in the early degrees of Sagittarius. So that will be the final culmination of something that's happening in your life over the past 1.5 to 2 years. So you may want to look up your chart and find out where these eclipses are occurring in your chart, to find out more information about the houses that they'll be affecting. You probably already know, though, from just being in your life and seeing what's going on. So just to be, exact and aware, though, I would look up my chart to find out where they were, just so you'd have more information into, what was going on. So how do eclipses affect us? Well, solar eclipses usually bring in a new beginning, and the new beginning solar eclipse was on May 9th. And eclipses can occur like right around the date of it, within a few days of either side, all the way up to like a month after. You may hear news, and also when other planets hit the exact degree of where the eclipse has occurred as well. So solar eclipses bring in new beginnings, and lunar eclipses usually bring in more of a closure, which is good and can be difficult for some, because they will sometimes take things out of your life that need to be taken. And then the new moon solar eclipse will bring in a new beginning. So they work in pairs. They work together. The other thing about eclipses is that they do kind of speed up time. So say you were looking to move to a new location in about 6 months to a year, and the series of eclipses were happening in your chart and occurred in your 4th house of home. Well, that might have you moving immediately, where you weren't quite, thinking that was going to happen so quickly. So they speed up events and speed up time. They also shine the light on things. So if we were previously unaware of situations that were going on, they will make us aware of these things. In a sense, bring out secrets, bring out new information so that we can make better choices. Eclipses are really all about our growth and us raising our consciousness higher and becoming our greatest selves. That's, what everything is made to do. It's here to help us grow and evolve and become the best that we can possibly be. So, let's see, what else do eclipses do? Anyway, they bring a lot of they can be really difficult for people, because people, like I've said in other videos, don't like change. And since I'm not that way, I kind of do like change. I love change. It's hard for me to understand, but some people like to really hold on to the past. And so eclipses won't allow that to happen. It'll take something from you, and you will not be able to get it back, because it's here for your best growth. And whatever's coming to you next is you're going to it's going to be so much better for you, and you're going to love it so much more. Or if not more, you know, it's just going to help you grow and evolve, and you will be happier. So eclipses can be challenging, but they can also be wonderful and bring in wonderful news and wonderful things, or they can take things out of your life. So either way, it's all for the greatest good of all. So that's all we have to remember. Now, the solar flares are occurring right now too. Right in the midst of all 3 of these eclipses, we've had 4 X-class solar flares this week. I think 3 in one day and 1 the day before. That's a lot because since 2013 began, we haven't had any, and this is supposed to be a high solar flare year. And so it was interesting that we'd had a couple, I think we'd had a couple real like C-class or maybe even 1 M-class flare, but nothing compared to last year in 2012. Now, if you're a really sensitive person and you can feel things like the eclipses affecting you, you can feel things shifting in the universe, you can, you know, you're an empath or you're very sensitive and intuitive, you're very aware of what's going on in the world and with yourself, then solar flares are really going to impact you, and you're really going to feel this energy. Now, some will feel it at different levels than others. And I only say this from experience because my experience was last year when there was many solar flares occurring. I felt them like so much. Now, I still feel them, but it's almost like I'm more in tune with them now, and I can let the electrical impulses flow through my body, and I'm almost vibrating at the same vibration of the solar flares. It's really interesting. But last year, the way that the solar flares were affecting my biology and my cells was releasing a bunch of past things that I was storing in my cells, and it was really coming up to the surface. So you may be going through that. And if you are, you're going to feel zapped and fried, or really tired, or really emotional and really sad, as you will release emotions and things of the past that no longer serve you or can be a part of your life in the future. So, you know, after the solar flares hit enough times, though, all this stuff will be cleared so that when you have like 4 solar flares at a time, they won't affect you. And that's going to be a great day, because then instead of feeling the bad part of this high frequency energy, you will be vibrating at a higher frequency energy, and you will just be able to like enjoy the solar flares. Whereas a lot of people aren't able to do that yet. Now, there's the other side of this where I think there are some people who are really dense. They're like so dense into third dimensional reality that the solar flares hit them and they don't feel anything at all. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, you'll feel the solar flares if you're sensitive and intuitive, and if it's your call to be awakened at this time. And if you've heard the call to be awakened at this time, then it's your time, and nothing will stop that from happening. But, you know, this awakening process is not easy, and you will have to continue to purge and cleanse things from the past. Now, it gets a lot easier over time. I mean, and, you know, you never know what's going to even come. Maybe, you know, it gets easier and then it gets worse. So we can't say for sure, but I can tell with my own experience that it was really, really, really difficult, and now it seems to be balancing out to where I understand the process. If I do have some things going on, it's easier for me to understand what those things are and how to, best deal with them and how to release my emotions without getting stuck in them. So that's another really good, helpful tip. Is if you are feeling these emotions, don't hang on to them. They're just releasing. They're wanting to be cleared from your body. So you just want to let them go through you and release. And if you do that, the feelings can be gone within 20 minutes or so. Really quickly. So just try to let these energies go through. Let the eclipses move around what they're trying to move around. Let the solar flares take away all the denseness in your body so you can become more light. And just roll with it. Just let it go. Take really good care of yourself. Make sure your health and your diet are the best that they can be. And then you can have an easier time with this. And again, look up your chart. Find out where the eclipses are happening in your chart so you have more of an awareness of where these changes are occurring and where you will be asked to grow more in your life. Okay, so one more thing, we do have a Pluto and Uranus square happening on May 20th. And this square between these two planets has been happening since, I don't know when the first one was, but this is the third one, and there'll be 7, and the last one will happen in 2015. So our whole world is going through a shift with our economy and our financial system and the corporations where, the rebellious energies coming out to kind of like overtake the way that corporate America has been running itself in the past. And we're going to, this whole situation is going to evolve and change and grow. But this can create conflict and confusion when things change. And so just be aware that that square is happening too on May 20th. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. Things are going to be shifting and changing. And it's just, it's really wonderful because I'm excited and I like things to change. So I hope you do too. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!